I think tomorrow he's about to fucking put his foot further on Complex's neck, okay? And again, it's one of those weird things because I communicate with Joe, but I communicate with Complex too. I'm going through my thing with them. Like, I can't, that nigga feel a certain type of way about what his situation is. I can't tell that nigga to chill. I can't tell him, or I wouldn't tell him. I wouldn't tell him to chill, or I wouldn't tell him to turn up. Okay, let me read what she said, bro. Can I put this on the screen? Yeah, I could. By the way, if you don't have a account here on Twitch for me, please make an account, hit the follow button. You'll be alerted of every Twitch I do. Some you may care about, some you may not. Okay? Alright. So her first tweet started out... No, it's December 24th. First tweet started out by saying... I like that. First tweet started out by saying... some Everyday Struggle fans have been understandably annoyed by my silence after all the chaos last week, but I need some distance from the situation to clear my head before explaining how I feel. So here goes. I'm fucking hurt. After a successful but extremely rocky year behind the scenes, I was looking forward to a holiday break so that we, Joe, Akademiks, and myself, could return in January stronger than ever. The little dysfunctional family we built has been through a lot, but it felt like it was only the beginning of our journey. I was wrong, and it hurts. Now, parts of me feels naive for even believing it would last. If you watch Everyday Struggle from the beginning, you know it took us a while to build on chemistry on air. Everyone mercilessly criticized us. Facts. As the internet does. 8 months in, I looked at these two like the crazy brothers I never had, and as teammates, fight one day, make up the next. When it comes to Joe, I considered him a friend. I expressed to him many times that I wanted this family to stick together for 2018, but some things aren't in your control, and it's not for a lack of effort. Finally, after I addressed this sickening boys club storyline that some Everyday Struggle fans have been attacking me with, my mother always told me, that being a female and black would mean working twice as hard to get half the respect. Mom's math was off. Working twice as hard maybe gets you a quarter of the respect. So until Elon Musk opens a portal to an alternative universe where young black women are suddenly embraced by any corporate boys clubs, miss me with that bullshit. It's been painful to watch. We built fall apart in such a I can't read. Public and messy way, and after months of 5 a.m. mornings and struggling behind the scenes to keep the show on rails, it's been tough to become the punching bag for fans who think I wanted it to fail. I'll never be able to wrap my mind around that one. It's Christmas in Germany as I write this. Blah, 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 blah. Hope you're spending. Okay. Yeah, and she says, Akademiks and I have 1 more weeks of Evergreen. When you hear Evergreen means we're not there. We're shooting for a time that you're not current with. So we're going to we're doing content for a space that you don't even know that we're not current in, okay? So we'll talk about, let's recap best albums of the year, but we did that a month ago, not today, right? He says, we have a month of Evergreens airing, then we're dark till January. Okay. She's right. You know what I mean? Everyday show is like a soap opera. I'm not going to lie, I kind of like it. Because it's a lot of drama in the shit I always do. So I don't give a fuck. But she's right in some sense. And, just listen to everything that was said. And at least up until this point, Joe's doing another podcast tomorrow. I expect there to be a lot of complex slander there. I also expect that I'm not being slandered. Because, again, me and Joe, we are in communication. As it pertains to Nedeska and this entire thing, Nedeska was always different than me and Joe. I am not a complex employee. Despite what you've heard, I've never been a complex employee. I am a independent contractor who is performing services for Complex, and they pay me for those services. if you're saying what's the difference, an employee would get all the benefits, would get all the sick days, would get whatever, like health insurance, blah blah. Me and Joe, we work for what we work. We were paid. If you didn't show up a day, Joe didn't show up on Fridays, you don't get paid on Fridays. That's the simple thing. It's like hiring a plumber to fix a leak at, I don't know, say you work at, I don't know, the Walmart headquarters. Not because they're fixing a leak at the Walmart headquarters means they're actually a Walmart employee. That's the best way I could explain that to you. So, and I think, you know what I mean, I don't know exactly what it is between Nedeska and Joe currently. But we do know what it is between Joe and Complex. Nedeska is a staff employee. She works for Complex. She's also talent, but she's employed by Complex. She gets health insurance, sick days, vacation days, among other things. We do not. I can tell you behind the scenes, and hopefully I'm giving you a heads up before maybe Joe says he's going to say it tomorrow, because you'll hear his podcast tomorrow. But what happens is, like, you know what I mean, even for us being off 2 weeks, you got to imagine, at least at that time, Complex realizes, yo, we have one of the hottest show. And if a nigga really trying to have a objection to that, please at me on Twitter. You didn't have the hottest show. In 8 months, Everyday Struggle shut all y'all shit down. But because of Complex realizing that, they wanted us literally every fucking day. They want, you know what I mean? We were contracted from Monday to Thursday. Fridays they wanted. Me and them was able to come to a deal. Them and Joe was not. That's why Joe was never on Fridays. They approached us about a Saturday and Sunday show, that was Complex Con. Joe and them, because of how late they approached Joe, he didn't do it. It was all masked by the fact that he was also having a baby shower that week. So there was writing on the wall from day one. I came to agreements with them in certain things. A lot of times, them and Joe couldn't come to agreements. To dispel the myth or the rumor, let's just say this. Don't assume why I'm coming to an agreement with them and Joe is not. An agreement is an agreement. If I pay a guy to run 1,000,000 miles and he says he'll do it for $1, as opposed to doing it for $1 million, if he agrees to the dollar, it is what it is. Okay? So when I say that is, don't assume or speculate what each deal was. Complex as his own entity was approaching Joe and me. Anyway, which is funny because the break we're on now, so I'm not shooting this week. I'm not shooting next week with Complex. Joe kind of fought for that. You know what I mean? He said, I need 2 weeks off. And their idea was, okay, all right, you guys going to have to do some evergreen double up episodes. And, of course, the contract stuff didn't work out, so he didn't do it, so I did it, right? Nedeska's comments. As I said, she's an employee for Complex. Do I think she wanted the show to fail? Absolutely not. She literally, and we have a lot of private conversations I wouldn't share on here, conversations also Joe knows about because he was there. It was just us three. We talked a lot. She wanted the show to win, of course. You know what I mean? She was just in different positions than me and Joe. As far as what he said about this boys club, First of all, let's eliminate the word boys clubs, because I've talked to him since I told him, I said you shouldn't have said boys club, because boys club, now you're kind of making it seem, you're making it about like gender issues, and that's not what you're on. What he's talking about is just higher level management and people who are contracted talent. Okay? In Joe's opinion, and again, I'm gonna be very diplomatic here, even though and it's so crazy. And I'm telling y'all right now, you motherfuckers who are gonna be doing think pieces on me talking today, I don't need your opinion. And I hope when you put up your fucking opinion of, oh, academics shouldn't be talking about it, shut the fuck up. It's why you're fucking losing. Just stop talking like you don't know nothing. When I'm talking of a place of being there every day. Like, don't sit there from like and shoot from the hip without even hitting a nigga up. If you hit a nigga up, I'll probably give you some information. But don't sit there and just go ahead. And I'm really talking to like some YouTube people who constantly got a million things to say about the show. But really, you're not even in this shit. The reason why I could speak about this the way I speak about it is because I've always been open with my audience.